This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to do a retro review. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I wanted to go ahead and do the Armada Sideways figure, and I think you can guess for what obvious reasons we are doing that. But just in case, I just got in the Age of the Primes version, so I want to review this one first, and then I can do a direct comparison to the new one. Ain't that going to be fun? So Sideways here turns into a motorcycle. Like most motorcycle toys from Transformers, it doesn't roll very good, to be honest. And that really does come from the arms here just being on the ground, and that's mostly for display purposes, right? So they can sit there. Otherwise, mostly to get them to roll, you have to kind of press down on the back or the front. But yeah, so he doesn't roll very well. He is kind of a very unique Transformer, and this was actually a great concept, I thought, honestly, because he comes with a rider, and this white rider turns into two separate robots on his own. Just pop that off. You gotta push the head in, and then you get the little Minicon head to pop up here. Yes, the old days of Minicons. And boy, is that guy out of proportion. I do not remember the names of these Minicons either. I will be 100% honest with you. But of course, when we took that off, we have to push that down in the back. His head's already up, and it is really awkward looking. But he too just kind of stands there with really out of proportion body parts. Like so. So then the concept is here, if you look at Sideways saddle here, he's got a slot here and a slot there. And that was when he was in his combined mode, you could easily push one of those into position there to hold on. And theoretically, you could do the same thing with these guys here, except for the awkward positioning on here, what makes you have to put that head part forward. So like I said, theoretically, both these guys could fit on there as well as separate parts, but it really doesn't work out that way very well. And these two Minicons do play a more important part later on, which we will go over in just a bit. But now we take his bike form here, and you know, it is the days of Armada, so it's relatively easy to transform him. Pull the seat back. Oh yeah, real quick. So you can pull these out easily enough. However, you take the Minicon, put them in place, and then push the whole thing to fire it. So just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. So we're going to start by pulling the legs up. We started by pulling the seat back, pulling the legs up. The legs slide down and split apart a little bit here. And pull those all the way down. Now if you see here, we need to move that over and slide that whole thing down there. Then we can push this into place so that locks. Do the same thing with this side. So then we have his legs. We're going to pull his arms out here, these little flaps here. Pull this up, spin it, and push it down. Then the arms, when you have them straight here, you fold here as well. And there's a little tab here and a hole there. So you want to slide that into place. Which is sometimes easier said than done. Now we will spin the wheels sideways. Ooh, his name. And then fold them up like that. Now, we can pull sideways his true head up, and he's got the little handlebars here. They will move together or separately. So there's that. Now we got to spin the arms so that the fists are forward. And then the fist moves, but nothing else does, right? Sort of. So that is sideways in his robot mode. Articulation-wise, though, on him, the head sort of pushes forward a little bit, but I think that's more because it's loose than anything else. The arms can spin in 360 there and hinge out there. Now at the fist, you can raise the fist up like that. But even though it looks like there should be an elbow here, there is not. Then his legs themselves can kick forward like that and kick back. And once again, it looks like, oh, there we go, never mind. He actually can kick out if he wants. And then, let's see. There's no bend in the knee. Obviously, there's no ankle rock or anything else. That's it for his transformation. Now, this was the special feature here. Here's our Decepticon Minicon. We transform him by pushing this part up or down so that we reveal eyes. Hands go forward like that. Flip it. And we lost the eyes. Flip him upside down here. And then we will spin the leg a little bit. Actually, we didn't need to spin that one, did we? So that kind of goes out like that, looking like horns. But this is the important part. That head and those two arms. Now we will push his normal head down. And this was the gimmick. Because if you look here, we got a hole there and these two little open areas there. You see how that holds in there? So we push him like that. Push it down all the way. Whoops, handlebars are in the way. And now he is a Decepticon. Kind of like the way the punch and counterpunch worked, right? So yeah, this is the Decepticon head. It releases the Decepticon symbol. Now we can pull that out. Set that aside for the moment. Kind of pretty much do the same thing with this body. Move it so that the eyes are shown. Put the hands down. Once again, we kind of try to create horns out of the legs, which is kind of silly. But whatever. Now when we push this guy in place, and again, see how that moves. That gives us the Autobot symbol for him. So that is how he played double agent in the show. Except for he truly actually worked for Unicron, as I recall. But it's been a really long time, and I've only really watched it through once. Oh yeah, and I guess technically speaking, we didn't really talk about the articulation on the Minicons, but it is the same for both. So the arms are basically on ball joints and spin around and can move a little bit out. The heads do not turn at all. The legs, of course, can kick out like super far. They can bend back super far. But they can't move forward at all. Now that can move sideways, or back. Again, basically, this was designed more for the gimmick than anything else. And if we're being perfectly honest, it works really good for that gimmick. So the reason why that head gimmick works here so well is if you look at this part here, there's a kind of two different little spots here. So when you have the Autobot version, it pushes out on this outer one. So that lets you see the Autobot symbol. But when you put the Decepticon one in there, it's pushing this inner one here. And that's what releases the Decepticon symbol. So I'm hoping you guys can see the difference here when I show this. These two little spots here. That's how that whole gimmick works. Again, it's a really simplified thing, right? Extremely simple, very elegant, and doesn't take much effort to create. But they didn't do it on the new one, I'm pretty sure. The question is, how do they handle that on the new one? So this figure, I think, is from a really long-ass time ago, let's be honest. And did he age well? Articulation-wise, no. But let's be honest, a lot of these gimmicks that we have here, you're not going to see those in modern-day Transformers. And it's just because Hasbro and Takara just are really cheaping out on a lot of their figures. Like, you think about this, this was a deluxe figure back in, what was it, the early 2000s, I think? And you had a full figure and two mini-cons that transform. You have the gimmicks and all that other stuff. And nowadays, this guy's a fucking Voyager class. Oh, and this is back when deluxes were like $7.99. Okay? Just remember that. $7.99 for this figure, I believe. So yeah, and now he's a Voyager at like $42 or whatever it is that it costs now. I have definitely been buying fewer Transformers lately. I'm not gonna lie. But this is an awesome figure, all the gimmicks. The only thing really missing is articulation, right? And it'll be interesting to compare the new version to this one when the time comes. And I'm really looking forward to that, actually, because that should be super cool. And I definitely want to see how the mini-cons stack up to each other too. That's the part where I think Hasbro's going to lose it. Also, the gimmick for changing him from Autobot to Decepticon. Already looking at that figure in the package, I can tell that they totally changed that around. Because he looks like he doesn't even have a clear windshield. It looks like it's just black plastic. But anyway, that's our look at our Armada Sideways. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this retro review, please feel free to smash that like button. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense in the future, especially to see the follow-up to this, please go ahead and subscribe, possibly even make a little tap on that notification bell. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.